Ladies and gentlemen, children of the interwebs out there, Sebastian Envy, strong style cinephile, Batwoman, time off for good behavior. Let's geek about it for a scant few minutes. Now, the episode plot was around who's trashing community centers. We see that Ryan is working to open a community center. She wants to help out at-risk youth, kids who were kind of in her situation growing up, and just provide a positive place for kids to go, like a Boys and Girls Club type of thing. As we know, what population kind of needs help, with that sort of thing. But apparently they're getting trashed. Turns out this is a plot by the owner of a private security prison, or a private prison, to basically kind of keep private prisons benefit off the inmates. I'm not going to jump on a political soapbox or a socio-economic type of soapbox about the impact of the laws and on certain demographics and how those affect prison numbers and how private prisons rake in money by those prison numbers. It's just a whole vicious, stupid cycle that I'm glad that the show didn't try to kind of get pulled down into, because we know the situation, we know it sucks. So they kind of skated on the edge of the issue, which I think is what they should have done, because the last time CW tried to launch headlong into a debate about something where it was so blatantly a debate about an issue was the whole gun control thing from Arrow years ago, and that kind of fell flat because when you have a network that has writers that really don't even have a full grasp on the legal system and you want them to do a debate on such a hotly contested issue, it's not going to work out right. I don't think that landed then, and if they launched into that sort of thing with this episode, I don't think it would have landed at all, but they didn't. It was just a basic plot. The warden is crooked. He's letting out these inmates to go cause damage to these community centers to ruin them. Ideally, in his eyes, kids won't have them. They'll, break the law, get sent to prison. He benefits. Ryan intercedes. They shut it down. One of the weapons being used is a lightning gun, as they called it, by Kilovolt. Don't know, I guess I should have looked if that was a Batwoman villain or not, or it's just somebody made for the show. So she gets attacked by it, cornered by it in the end, and then Luke shows up with a lightning gun that they had acquired earlier in the episode to save the day. And I'm kind of wondering, again, is this, as I said, Luke, if he just jumped out next episode into a costume and a suit or super suit as Batwing or what have you, wouldn't buy it. Because he's just too non-physical at this point. We see he can do some boxing stuff, but he's just too non-physical at this point. Now, are they trying to kind of slow roll that type of thing? Where they put him out in the field a little bit more, you got to get some more action, got to get some more seasoning, and then we can buy him in the suit? Is he being put out there as sidekick bait? Again, Jordan, she appears in the episode. Is she going to continue to be sidekick bait? Kind of wonder about that. And kind of wonder who's going to be the first sidekick that Batwoman is going to get, whether or not it's this season or next season, because they're guaranteed to have a third season at least. Is that the way they're going to go? Who knows? Other things happened in this episode. We saw Jacob get kidnapped, or drugged at least, by one of the False Face Society's guys, and of course we know Roman Sionis is Black Mask. He is looking to get Jacob hooked on snakebite, the drug, for whatever reason. Apparently, Enigma is a psychologist, therapist, that is working with the Snakebite Task Force. And so she's going to kind of, I think, push the buttons to kind of help Jacob get hooked on this drug, which we saw him take by the end of the episode. We saw this Enigma person affect Julia because Alice calls Julia to help her find Enigma because she wants to use Enigma to forget Kate, forget the pain and all that kind of stuff. So she wants help. She wants Julia to help her find her. Julia figures out that she may have met Enigma before, and because she can't remember some of the investigating that she did into snakebite. She turns out she went to see the therapist. Therapist made her forget it. Therapist again makes her forget it and sends her away. She's transferring, so she's going to leave the show. Ideally, she gets written out. Because again, you just don't want to get... The thing about these CW shows, which I harp about on The Flash, is they just get too bogged down with extra people in the cast. So Julia going away, because what other purpose did she serve if there's no Kate? If her and Sophie are not together, she doesn't need to be on the show. So she's going to kick rocks. Cool. Works for me. We see what could be a potential person. I'm trying to read the room a little bit with the interactions between Ryan and the chick she met, whose name escapes me, at the community center. Trying to get a feel if they're gonna. I'm just trying to get a feel. Like I said, trying to read the room with them. Other Ryan stuff was going on. She was wanting Anne. She visited her prison a couple times. She wanted her to help herself by naming the shooter so she can get out. Angie, of course, did not want to do it. Eventually, Ryan convinces her to do it, saying, hey, I'll protect you from Black Mask. Angie does it. She's about to get put into WITSEC, and then she gets kidnapped by, the False Face Society. So she's either going to be brainwashed. I bet she's either going to be brainwashed by Enigma, or she's going to be put out to pasture. Because apparently, there are only 2 people that know how to make the snakebite formula. One was Ocean, he's gone. The other one was Angie. So I doubt she's going to be killed. She'll probably just be brainwashed into being more of like a just focused on scientist to kind of make more of the snakebite, because Ryan has, instituted this war on snakebite, and she's just going after the suppliers, the manufacturing sites, and eventually Black Mask himself, ideally, is what she wants to do. How long it takes her to get to him remains to be seen. There's a lot of stuff going on in this episode. Some of it was cool, some of it not so much. Like I said, the cool part about it was the plot was kind of just basic as could be, but like I said, they stayed away from the larger discussion on the issue. So kudos on them for not even just giving into any sort of desire to wade into those waters. Getting Julia off the show, good move. Getting Luke out in the field, kind of expected it. Like I said, is he going to be sidekick bait? Is it sidekick bait with Jordan and her continued existence on the show? Remains to be seen. We got Alice on her crusade to forget about Kate, which I guess is going to keep her connected to what's going on. Again, there's just no Kate in this episode, so we don't know the end game, or we didn't get any more clues as to what the end game is going to be with Kate and her memory erasure or whatever Enigma is going to be doing. We've got Jacob Kane's going to get hooked on snakebite, which I don't know why, because it's not like the Crows were having making much of an impact on their battle with Black Mask and his False Face Society over snakebite. It's Batwoman that's doing it, not so much Jacob Kane. So why are we targeting him? Unless it's just to give Jacob Kane something to do, because again, he's Kate Kane's father, but Kate's not on the show. So these elements from season 1 that just are tied to Kate, if this could be a way to excise him, just get him out of the picture, because without Kate, there's no point to him being there. Get him out of the picture. Maybe the same with Alice is eventually get her out of the picture. We've got Julia out of the picture. Are we pulling away those elements of Kate to finally have a fully Kate-free season 3? We should hashtag that. Hashtag fully Kate-free season 3 for Batwoman. That's what we should strive for at this point. I'm hoping that's what we see. Anyway, those are some of my thoughts on it, scattered as they often are. It's an okay episode. What do you guys out there think? Let me know in the comments below. Follow me on social media. Talk to me there. Talk to me here. Till next time, there's a lot going on outside of like the realm of geeks and comic books and superhero shows and stuff that we dive into to forget the world at large around us and what's going on. It affects a lot of us in different ways. I find myself trying to just focus just on what I can control and as best I can, and it's hard. So I know it's hard for some of you guys out there. Just try to keep your head up as best you can. Just try to think there's better days coming in tomorrow. Not everybody is just the scum of the earth. There are bad people out there, but there's so many good people. Just latch onto those good people, keep them around you, hold them tight, tell people that you love them. Day's not, promised to any of us. Tomorrow's not promised to any of us. So, just kind of keep that in mind as you go forward. Just try to be, good people. Let us geek.